2. I glance at my phone for the 1,000th time, checking the time, 9 p.m., and my messages. None. Where is he? And why is he not messaging me back? A sudden wave of nausea crashes over me and I splay a hand across my belly, inhaling sharply to breathe through it. Probably sick from the nasty stink of beer I'm now wearing. It may be 9 o'clock on a Saturday, but I wish I was in bed with a hot water bottle in my lap and my nose in a book. Even if that book was Moby Dick. But sadly, I am not tucked up in bed, but instead standing in the sticky, dank residence of the Gamma Kappa Rah-Rah Frappuccino fraternity house, watching Bethany search for her dignity in the mouth of a profusely sweaty hockey player who's wearing a necktie around his head like a bandana. Meanwhile, Nora has been unceremoniously tossed over the shoulder of a particularly rowdy frat member and is currently being helicoptered in clumsy circles at the center of the dance floor, while she clutches at the hem of her skirt, making a valiant, yet unsuccessful, attempt not to flash the entire room. My friends and I have just started our senior year of high school, and we've often discussed how cool it would be to go to one of the famed frat row parties at Central Georgia State. However, now that I'm finally at one, I don't see what all the fuss is about. It smells like BO in here. There are no snacks, which are surely a Party 101 essential, and there's a distinct lack of Taylor Swift on the playlist. I can't picture myself living in a place like this, or even going to places like this on a regular basis. In fact, I imagine my own future college experience will be very different from what Steven's current one apparently is. More time spent participating in roundtable literary discussions and sipping black coffee at slam poetry events than attending drunken frat house parties. Steven and I will have to do lunch together or something. And speaking of Steven, seriously, where the actual hell is he? I can hardly surprise my boyfriend at college if he isn't here to surprise. My eyes rake across the room again, searching. Nada. If he's not here, then I'm seriously considering going home to cuddle with my cats because this party stinks. Literally. I open my phone and check my Uber app. This cool new ride-sharing thing everyone's using. Ouch. A cab home will cost me pretty much all of the tip money I saved this summer bussing tables. With a sigh, I begin moving through the throng of bodies, each step more squelchy than the last. Maybe before I resort to booking an Uber, I can look upstairs. As far as frat party etiquette goes, I'm not sure where this falls on the scale of acceptable, but if anyone questions me, I'll tell them my boyfriend lives here, which is true. The only weird part will be when I can't locate said boyfriend's room, because true as the boyfriend status is, he's been at college for over a month now, but has never actually invited me here. Which may be one of the reasons I agreed to this little surprise tonight. As I make my way across the crowded room, my eyes land on the only other person at the party who doesn't look like they're having the time of their life. He's standing at the bottom of the stairs, leaning against the railing in the most grumpy stance I've ever seen. He's maybe a year or two older than me, and his scowl does nothing to detract from his startling good looks. And I do mean startling. He's tall and broad-shouldered and square-jawed. His brown hair is at that perfect stage of just a touch too long and pokes out from under the sides of his baseball cap. There's an intensity about him that's almost visible, radiating off of his tense body in waves as he glares at the ground. I wonder what on earth his deal is. Girlfriend dumped him? He flunked a test? His Greek letter hoodie suggests he's a frat boy and that this could be his house. Maybe he's scheduled for cleanup duty tomorrow morning? That would suck. But I have no time to feel sorry for intense, prickly, handsome strangers. I need to go upstairs and look for Steven. And then, if I can't find him, my carriage, aka a blue Honda Accord driven by Viv, who's rated 4.8 stars.
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.